Hey, welcome to Backwoods, brothers. I'm with my man, Tony, and my man on his phone, Jim.
Jim, the man on his phone who's actually a guest, Jim Moriarty. I always say Moriarty. Is it Moriarty?
Moriarty.
It's
Moriarty.
Moriarty. No. As I heard earlier today, it's Professor Moriarty.
Professor. It must be those glasses.
So how is Sherlock doing?
Good. Busy.
So, Jim is actually on the show, but not just as any old guest.
Any old guest? Do we ever have any old guests on the show?
Sometimes, there's some old guests on the show.
Oh, that's true, but they're not old.
Oh, they're wisdomous.
Not as old as you.
Wisdom. Oh, thank you.
I didn't say wise.
Wisdomous. I heard.
Oh, God.
And beautiful and sexy.
And beauty and sexy.
Anyways, So Jim here is actually going to be part of a new show we have starting next week. It starts at 8 p.m. So basically, this week we will be done at 8 o'clock, but next week we'll be done at 7:45.
Oh.
And yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
And then at 8 o'clock we go live. It's a veteran show called Ranger Games.
Ranger Games. Yes.
Yep. And so we will have
Jim's clapping for his own show. Just
yes.
so you know. Yay!
It'll be Jim, me, and you, but we'll have also a guest veteran every single week.
Yes.
A new guest veteran, and so you'll be our conductor of it.
I've never been called a conductor unless I'm conducting music.
And then
if I'm running a train,
Jim is a veteran. Unfortunately, he was an officer in the Army. Which and then there was.
Wait, give him at least enough space to answer that.
He's right.
I didn't want to.
At least.
I didn't want to confuse him.
No, definitely not. I know where I'm going.
This is what you're going to see a lot of, guys.
I can read them out.
Yeah,
a lot of banter. It's going to be fun.
You ever seen was it 100 Lieutenants Pointing North? What unit was that for? I forget what that was for. The sun.
Land navigation.
Yeah, that one. Anyways, but yeah, then I was also in the Army, and I was not an officer. And then we.
But you were a gentleman.
I wouldn't even call myself that. This guy was probably a gentleman inside of the.
We're gonna find that out on the next show, though.
Maybe not.
And then wait a minute! This next show, is there anything? No holds barred. I know that viewers cannot necessarily comment.
Yeah, so the commenting will be able to comment, but we will not be. We will not see your comments. We will not get your comments and questions because there may be veterans on the show that will maybe be sharing some more intimate stories. Mm-hmm. And sometimes questions may lead down a road that we want to make sure we don't take someone maybe dealing with PTSD. And that cold air did not last long in here. No.
That was, if you don't know, this is like 1,000 degrees in here because it's 100 degrees. Hi, you guys. First of all, thank you for our audience who tunes in through all of this heat, our locals. As well as across the country. We're glad you're here to join us. So,
Totally. So, by the way, hi, we have some great people on there. Dorinda, looks like you're on there.
Dorinda!
Of course, Brandy, our awesome producer.
Yes!
And very pretty, lovely wife of mine. Yes. she gave herself props.
And sister. Check out her show tomorrow night. You'll see it at 7 o'clock.
And then we have Kurt on here, looks like. He says, but I am old, and I was on, and have the gray hair to
Thank you. Kurt, you do, and you're not old. Old is not a number.
That's right.
Yeah, old is very much a number.
Awkward. It's right.
I just want to say I'm the youngest man in the room here.
That's a fact.
Ooh, that is a fact.
Yep.
Yes.
So anyways, yes. Yep. I'm catching up with it.
Mm-hmm.
For all you locals, after you're done, I'm going to say.
Go for it.
Okay, for all you locals, we just had a chance to celebrate Jess Fest last week. Jessie, if you're watching, you rocked. And every artist that was there for those last 2 days at her home of old, absolutely loved the music. It was great.
I was actually talking to
and I'm wearing a hat.
I was talking to someone today who actually lives like over a mile from...
They said they heard it?
They said that we could hear the music. And
yes!
I could hear the music. It sounded like it was like a mile away. And I could hear people singing. And
yes! Someone said on SK Locals, they're like, you should have seen the comments. It was pretty funny. But they're like, what is going on? It sounds like aliens. I'm like, that must have been when I was singing with her.
No, they said they heard it, and they were very excited to find out that we were there and you were singing. And at first they weren't sure if they should call the cops because it sounded like someone was being murdered.
Awkward. What does that sound?
That way.
That way.
Kurt says it's PTS. The D stands for determination.
Oh, that's true.
Anyways,
We should have him back on for the veterans show.
yeah. By the way, Terry says, "Hi Jim, I miss you."
Ooh, Terry.
Hi, babe.
Oh.
Love you, babe.
I don't know if you can read it from there. You
No,
know.
the eagle's in the way.
Do you want to say anything to her?
Yeah, come home soon.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Randy.
The wives are the best person behind these men, by the way.
Yes, and especially the best looking parts behind me.
Yeah, amen.
She pushed us out of the way more often. Anyways, so we got a great show today. We're going to be talking about an entire police force and
Yes.
part of the
Real.
city staff walking out of a town in North Carolina.
Because we're calling this show what?
It's called Hostile Environment.
Hostile environment.
Yeah, and so this, which I want to bring up this specifically later, but she's popping it up now, and I'll explain that why. Because that was the article that was brought up later on.
Right.
But originally, what happened was the police chief, all the active duty officers in this town,
Kenley.
in Kenley,
North Carolina.
Kenley, North Carolina. Yep.
Yep.
And a assistant city manager, and I think their city recorder, if I remember
Yes.
right. They all resigned on the same day due to hostile work environment. Now, this wasn't just a flat out, everything had been normal for years and hunky dory, and then they left. What happened was, the month prior, a brand new city manager was hired, and a month later, all these people walked out at the same time. So the entire police force, because of a hostile work environment.
Hostile
That's
work.
the acronym for hostile work.
Yes. Hey, Connie, welcome to the show. Michael, welcome to the show.
Connie and Michael.
Yes.
Awesome.
Gossam?
Gossam and awesome.
Anyways, hey, bringing that back up, that's exactly what I'm talking about here. This is the resignation letter from the chief of police to the town manager that was just hired a month prior, Justine Jones. It says, please, dear Miss Jones, please accept this letter of resignation from the position of chief of police effective 2 weeks from today. My last day at the town of Kenley will be Wednesday, 8/3/22. In my 21 years at the Kenley Police Department, we have seen ups and downs, but especially in the last 3 years, we have made substantial progress that we had hoped to continue. However, due to the hostile work environment now present in the town of Kenley, I do not believe progress is possible. I'm thankful for the community for having me as the longest running chief in Johnson County. I will truly miss them. Sincerely, Josh Gibson.
And I would say this,
I really
Kenley,
like his signature, by the way. It's a great signature.
right? I was looking at demographics, and it is a mixed town. If those of you that think that this black lady came into a white town and all of a sudden there were resignations happening because of racism, you can throw that away because this town is all demographics.
36% black,
Yep.
20% Hispanic,
Yep.
and 36% white.
So we can just throw out all that right now.
They have been working with it. I wasn't the mayor black. I didn't remember.
I think-
I heard, but I wasn't really looking
Yeah.
at it.
I think so.
We got some people on here. It looks like Antonio. Hello, Antonio.
Antonio! Hey,
Richard.
so real fast, Antonio, we're glad you're here. We don't know where you're from, but that's awesome that you are. My name is Tony. So if we're allowed to call you Antonio, that's good. But if you call me Antonio, I'll feel like I'm getting in trouble. So call me Tony.
Antonio Longdrew.
Oh, no. The Clifton.
Separate.
My mom, the Clifton.
Separate.
Hey, you guys, thank you so much. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let us know where you guys are coming in from. That'd be great to see
Yes.
where we're stretching to. But anyways, yes. So the entire town, the entire police force quit, and of course, there was never anything identified as being racist or anything else in there. It was all about the hostile work environment.
Oh, some of the hostile work environment. I don't want to steal gems, though, so I'll let you guys talk.
And well, the thing that got me when I was reading through the article is it wasn't just the police force; it was also the city workers.
It was also city workers.
I mean, you got a chance to read through it too, Jim. You had a few
Absolutely.
things you were pointing out for me.
I'm just kind of shocked at a police chief having to write something like that. It must have been something significant. I mean, he's been the chief for 21 years. His last paragraph says he's been there the longest tenured police officer, not just chief, but police officer. So why aren't they releasing all that? The only people left are just a few reserve officers.
Exactly.
Fine.
Kind of like a small town, right?
3 or 5.
They actually didn't
Three.
say if those part-time or reserve officers actually had resigned or not. They just said that they weren't part of the big group.
Yeah.
So, and then they're part-time. So who says they're going to stay on?
But you guys, do you know what led to his resignation. One of them were she was pressing him for public relations. He was going around and talking to members of the community too much. In these last 3 years, public relations should be at the top of the list.
It should. It should definitely be at the top of the list.
Not because, there you go. Not because cops need that, because, but there's been a big crusade against cops that in order to fight that back is each one reach one. So they're going out and they're mixing in their community, and she wants to write up that they're mixing too much in the community.
Yeah.
Well, that works for BLM.
Well, exactly. It doesn't really make much sense of the approach that they're taking here. I didn't really understand. And nothing had actually come to a racial thing until several days later, this article popped up with this headline. And nothing else mentions it except for this one place of essence. It suddenly goes, a town hired a black woman manager, the entire police force quit. Now tell me that's not specifically there to cause problems.
Oh,
Because if you read through the details of what actually happened and the information behind it and the complaints that were made. And
she kept on writing him up.
Yeah, it was
she was targeting him.
It was not a problem with that. It was a hostile work environment. They were being held back from doing their jobs.
Yeah.
And they have the right to quit.
Yes.
If they don't like the job, they can leave. It doesn't have to do with, not at all with their color. It has to be with their actions. Now, if you look, that article didn't go deep until way deep in the article. It actually finally talks about that she had actually been in city government in 5 different states.
Yes.
Hadn't worked in city government in
but there
over
been complaints against her.
5 years.
Yeah.
And she sued her last employer.
Yes.
For wrongful termination of discrimination for being a gender and race discrimination, right? Saying that she was targeted and etc. However, she suddenly decided to drop the suit after a short period. So, I mean,
what made her drop the suit?
They wouldn't say.
It was dropped.
It wouldn't say in the court records. And they couldn't, no articles said what they could find there. So it says, looks like Ozen, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your last name. Ozen. Osrin, sorry, Osrin. Hey, Osrin, good to see you there.
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like we got Connie on there again. And James, welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome, guys. Comment.
Yes,
like,
please
share, subscribe.
ask us questions. We're trying to read it through as we can, and we try to get you guys involved in the show by talking to you guys.
You guys, Joel has 2 eyes. I have 1, so he's trying to read those things.
Yes,
okay?
And
Jim has both.
Jim has to put on his eyes.
Jim has to put on his eyes. Jim, thank you for joining my side.
Yes.
Someone here says the first rule of force is presence. Plus, when you are visible to the public, you get more buy-in. Yes,
absolutely.
True.
Yes, you do.
And it says, leave it to the media to cause division, from Brandy there.
Yep.
So the research shows different, and she caused problems, yet the media makes it a racial issue. So disappointing, but not surprising.
Not surprising.
And someone says, can we give a big clap for these 3 men here?
Right. And a few of the states that you mentioned, out of the 5, have embraced defund the police. And I'm not saying she's part of it, but she was in that environment in those states, whether it be Portland, Chicago, New York. I mean, like, less police officers are arresting people in Chicago because they're fed up. People are leaving. Chicago used to be 40,000. Now it's 34,000. Why is that?
34,000 people?
Police officers.
Oh, police officers. I'm like, God, there's way more people than that. There.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the big one.
Do you mean 3,400 or 34,000?
34. It used to be 40,000. New York City.
That's a lot of police officers.
But I mean, Boston has 2,000.
Really?
LAPD has 11,000.
By the way, Jim's from Boston, just so you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of officers there.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, if I was a police officer and I was charged with doing a specific, call me Oz, okay, thanks. If I was a police officer and I was charged with doing a specific duty, I take any charges I have seriously. When I was in the military, I took the charge of my oath of office very seriously. And so if I was charged with to protect people and to enforce the laws, right, and then I had someone above me that basically, when I tried to do that job, was constantly undermining it, I would leave too.
Yes.
And, that seems to be what they were trying to say here, but that goes for any law.
But she was a nuisance. It was the things that she had done to this man, they were nuisance things. It was harassment at best, but it was a nuisance.
Well,
it wasn't even anything.
It happened in a month.
It happened in a
30
month.
days, huh?
In a month.
Yes.
A lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
Short period of time.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge loss of police force in Chicago, says Aaron.
Well, Aaron, you're right on there.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
on.
and Brandy's yelling at us about a sponsor because we are not
Yeah.
paying attention to our tablets. Shame on me.
You know what?
Anyways.
Shame on me.
Oh, they have tablets.
Oh,
Yes.
by the way,
Yes. Yeah, nice catch.
see how he's trying to project?
All right.
No, look. Okay, go ahead.
So, by the way, one of our local sponsors right here in the city of Estacada is Whitney Signs. Whitney Signs is one of our great sponsors. They actually have made this for us right back here, amongst many other things. They make all our stickers. They make all our signs for us, and they actually help to work with our logo a little bit too that you might see. Absolutely amazing company.
Did you say absolutely?
Absolutely. Well, my earpiece pumped for a second. It threw me off. Absolutely amazing company. Great, top quality. We actually stuck these stickers to a cup, stuck them through the washer for I think we've gone through 80 washes now. Still strong on there.
Are you really counting them?
Yeah.
We better get to the break.
I'm
Go
guessing.
ahead. Okay.
Anyways, check this out, guys. Hey guys,
Hey!
okay, hope you guys enjoyed that, guys. That is one of our sponsors that really supports us heavily. Oh.
Hey,
Yeah,
real
yeah.
fast. We are from local Estacada, Oregon, and I was looking at the Oregon. You have all those Facebook posts. Well, there was a Facebook post that was asking about local comedians that could possibly do something for a venue in Estacada. And guess what, bro?
What's that?
Our name was brought up.
Oh,
Backwoods
really?
Brothers. They said not only are they nice guys, but they're funny.
Oh,
and
funny?
then the person under that said no.
Was that you?
It was a Democrat.
Hey, you know what, guys? We love everybody, and
No, it was awesome.
we don't hold it against anybody for their political beliefs. We just
No.
hold it against you if you're an ass. Oh,
Hey,
I bought it. Sorry.
ooh. Did you say ass? We can't
No, I
say
said,
ass.
Ask him a question.
Ask him a question.
Ask.
Ask.
An ask hole.
Ask him. Just in case you guys don't know who the middle guy is, he is Jim. Just wanted to say if you just joined us.
Professor Moriarty.
Jim Moriarty.
Yes.
Professor.
Hey, William, how's it going?
William.
Thank you, guys. Honored to be here. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And Jim, you were in the veteran for how long in the military army?
8 years.
8 years, and you were a tanker, right?
Yes.
Yep, a tank officer,
Yes.
So what's a tank officer?
person in charge.
Oh, a
of the
tank officer. Okay, I get
We
it.
get in
To get in the
56
tank.
tons and we go forward.
Yeah.
Yes, and they go boom boom.
But also, I want to know about your work, and if as much as you can talk about the border,
Right.
the border
Oh, yeah,
control.
We
you
can
were
do that
also a
too.
border patrol officer.
Yes.
Yes, and
24 years.
I'm sure you have a lot to say about what's going on down there.
Can
Absolutely.
you give us a short synopsis?
Let's see. Open borders, current administration, New York mayors and DC mayors are now saying enough is enough.
Really,
No, we don't want any more.
Oh, you know why DC mayors are saying that though?
because they're shipping them up there.
Because they're shipping them up there. Yes, he's right. The DC mayor, I forgot her name, you guys. If you know it, mention it.
Years, yep.
But the DC mayor, she's as black as I am, and I'm from Washington, D.C. She goes, there are too many people coming up, and they're clogging up all of our social services help. And guess who did it? Biden. But yeah, she's actually complaining about that. But that's the way it happens. Doesn't that the way it happens? If you send them right to your little hometown, there's complaints. Whatever happened to let's help them out? Let's open the borders. Let's welcome them in.
Exactly. It's a hypocritical move, is what really gets me. It's I get everybody. A lot of people out there think they're doing the right thing for their own reasons. I understand that, and I'm compassionate to that. But at the same time, it's people have the opportunity to say that they're wrong. And in this case, he made a bad decision for it. But instead of going, man, maybe we should try to fix this border issue, he's just doubling down on it and hiding from it. And he continues to make decisions that are progressively making things worse, including making those outside of Congress by doing executive orders.
Yes, executive order.
But that's what I mean. Executive orders. I mean, I get there's a time to use them. Probably not doing 42 of them on a little desk when you first, your first day in office.
Speaking of Title 40, speaking of 42, didn't they remove Title 42?
Yeah, that finally got down.
it was
But I mean,
COVID-19.
that was
COVID-19.
Yeah, they took that away through congressional act. No, that wasn't congressional act. That was think it was, good golly, what was it called? The CDC, I think, finally decided to end that because they didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
That threat wasn't there anymore. So what that is, that of course increased border flow traffic. But there's ways that they could have slowed that down using a Trump era, which actually wasn't even a Trump era. It was actually something before Trump.
Mhm.
They just called it the Trump era, and it was Title 8?
8. Title 8.
Title
We
8.
have Title 8, USC Code, Title 18, a primary what?
I think primary. I think 18 is what
Was
it
it
is.
18 or
Yeah.
8?
Yeah.
Well, they're both.
I think
They fall
18.
under
It might have been
immigration.
18. Sorry, I was getting mixed up both ones. But Title 18 is actually, they called it a Trump era code, but that was there long before Trump ever was.
Right.
He just basically had them enforce it more, and that actually is what
And
we
Congress
use.
passed those.
Yes,
And
exactly.
then the Border Patrol enforces those.
Exactly, and that's actually when he tried to do an executive order to pencil whip it away.
Right.
The court said no, and so takes a congressional act to get it done.
Those are, and all the infighting with every president, say President Obama or President Trump, in regards to the DAPA,
Mhm.
the DACA, bringing your kids here, and all those programs, they all went to the Supreme Court, every single one of them. So, I mean, every 4 years, unfortunately, we talk about immigration and illegal immigration. No time in between before we choose a president. Does anyone feel comfortable about talking about it? It comes up as a talking point when someone's running to be in charge of this country as a chief executive,
Crazy.
and that's it.
That's it.
Hey guys, remember, please comment with us. We have lots of we have lots. We actually rely on your guys' comments to talk to you guys. Ask us questions, give us comments. We will talk about it.
Yeah.
So please, by the way, welcome if it's your first time back on the come on to the show here. We are the Backwoods Brothers. This is Tony. This is Jim. I am Joel, and we are here talking about today. You're talking about the major police
police
in North Carolina.
quitting,
We
and
also got something local to talk about.
and local and Patriot Prayer.
Yeah, Patriot Prayer.
As well.
That right
So
there-
that's the lady.
Yep, there you go. This is the town manager that had created a hostile work environment for what it sounds like, and the entire police force and several town employees, including the assistant city manager, quit.
Yes.
So
Yes. So yeah.
I like their little symbol.
That's, it is a
I was
little one.
wondering.
Yeah, it's really colorful.
1775.
Nice.
Nice.
That's been around for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, hey, Mary, welcome to the show.
Mary.
Actually, you guys, Mary Whitney here is actually the owner of Whitney Signs, and she's actually one of our sponsors. So be sure to say hi to her, and you can ask her lots of questions.
And because today is an hour show, you know what? We're glad you're here for this hour to interact.
Hi, y'all. What is the lettering on the screen?
A letter?
Yes,
Those are the comments.
Yes, those are the comments, Mary.
Oh,
And you just heard our producer pop in there.
that was our producer Brenda. You'll hear
Yes.
her occasionally.
Exactly.
Hello.
So
Hello. That voice.
That was kind of.
Was that God?
That was kind of deeper. That was a little creepy.
Hello.
Wasn't expecting like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Voice.
so guys, we're talking about Patriot Prayer. Good golly, his name just went right away. Joey
Gibson.
Joey Gibson. Thank you. So Joey Gibson was.
Josh Gibson was the police chief. Joey Gibson is.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that
Vancouver.
interesting?
What's the chance we actually got those names in the same?
Josh and
That
Joey.
wasn't planned, guys.
Josh
So
and Joey.
Joey Gibson warned Portland
Dude, I like
about
that.
Antifa and the things that would happen with the rioting and everything else. He tried to warn them and give them some advance notice. They chose not to listen, but instead of just not listening, they decided to go after him, arrest him, and try to charge him with rioting and basically the same thing that happened. While the DA in this area let over 1,000 people that they have solid, strong cases on, evidence of them
Same charge.
burning. Yep, exact same charge.
Rioting.
Burning, rioting, fighting, all these different things. They had strong evidence on these guys, but they decided to let them go. However, I think my battery's going on my mic back.
Let them go.
They let them go, right? But Joey Gibson, by the way, who was one of the people on that was not doing any writing at all, and they proved that over and over with video.
Right.
And so much so that when the
Wait a minute. I think I saw a TV in his hand. He had a TV.
Oh yeah, he was
No, he didn't.
No,
That's
he
not-
was
that's not
42-minute
true.
video.
A 42-minute video.
42-minute video, multiple videos actually.
Uh-huh.
And they were trying to charge him with this one. His lawyers took it to a federal judge and said, "Hey, we're being charged with this. There's no evidence that he did anything. Here's evidence exonerating him, showing that he didn't do anything. They shouldn't be going through with this." And the prosecutor lied to the federal judge, says, "Hey, we have the evidence, we have proof, he committed these crimes, it'll all come out in trial, we have video evidence showing he did it," right? So they get to, the federal judge says, "Okay, well then we're gonna go through with this and you're gonna let you go to trial." So they get to trial, not the federal judge, but to the state judge again. State judge, state or county judge, I forget which one it was. Anyway, it was a federal charge, so actually it was a felony, so I think it was a state judge.
Right.
Anyways, they get to trial, and the prosecutor presents the initial case, right? And the judge looks at this and goes, and they rest. As soon as they rest, the judge comes back with an answer and says, "I'm throwing this out because you guys have no evidence whatsoever to show he committed any of the crimes that you're alleging he did. There's no evidence there." And there was 3 people at that trial. He let 2 of them go because they were completely exonerated by the evidence, as it was said. And the prosecutor lied, had no video evidence, nothing new that wasn't presented already. And the 3rd one they decided to keep because there was enough evidence there.
There was some,
And why isn't that prosecutor not only fired, but because of his lie, somebody's had their freedom taken from them.
For how many years? 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. Their freedom was kept from them on a liar prosecutor. Why is that prosecutor not behind bars?
Answer that question, but I want to show you if the videos don't lie, right? I mean, we caught what he was doing. He wasn't rioting. Jim, you're standing here. I'm up against you like this. All he did was nudge him with his elbow to have the guy back up a little bit because he was up on him.
And that wouldn't be rioting.
That would be rioting.
That would
We've discussed
if anything,
this.
This is close.
Yes.
Too close.
Yes.
Right here.
Personal space.
Yeah.
Just like we're a little too close to each other now.
But no.
I'll good game you.
But
I guarantee you'll be out the door that way.
Brother, why did they think that video would somehow influence the jury?
Well, they knew it wouldn't.
You can't believe your lying eyes.
I honestly believe what they knew, this would never get past where it was.
Right.
What they're doing is they were trying to hold them, and there's even been evidence of the police, the mayor, stating that all he was doing by having him arrested was trying to silence him.
Right.
It's true. Why is that mayor not in jail? If I took somebody and I locked them up in my garage for 3 years and held them captive, I would go to jail for kidnapping. Why is nobody being held accountable? Now, he's going to sue them on a civil court, but why is the criminal court not doing this?
Now, in regards to that, just think of how much money. So you have Multnomah County DA, Mr. Schmidt, gets assistance from the state of Oregon, and then goes to a federal judge saying, "I'll get you the evidence," signs off on it. 3 years later, all this money spent, everyone on this side of the aisle was released.
Yep.
People that believed a different way than them.
It's political persecution.
Exactly. And
that's illegal in this country.
And I don't know what ramifications the judge can do to the DA in Multnomah County.
It's perjury. Hold them in contempt for perjury. It's a simple thing to do. Hold them in contempt, but they won't.
And
I'm just lucky the
let's
judge
defund the police in the city too.
Yeah, while we're at it.
Yeah.
What's that? KDS is for Jim.
Oh, let's see. What's it say?
As a brother in blue, would you pursue a career in law enforcement at this time or any time post 2016?
Yeah, that's good
question.
Well, I retired in 2018, and that was a pretty good president to work under. He was very common sense when it came to immigration. He let the immigration attorneys and people claiming asylum coming to the ports of entries. See, we always worked on either side of a port of entry. Everyone that always wore a blue uniform that was at a port of entry. Everyone that in a green uniform works on the other side of a fence where there's no place to be inspected. That was our job. Pacific Ocean, they surf up, get on a surfboard, put marijuana in it, catch them all the way up north. That never makes the newspaper.
Nope.
Happens all the time.
I think we should do. I think they should transplant great white sharks right there along the border. And, just start
Castles,
feeding them
moats.
a chum there.
Concertina, why? I mean,
Wow. Well, that's already happened.
I already made a recommendation about putting piranhas in the Rio
Piranhas.
Grande.
I heard that.
Piranhas and alligators. Just line the whole Rio Grande with it. We're good to go.
Yes. You know what they probably are coming over here for? Is for the pizza that's offered in Estacada, Oregon by Hitchin Post, by the way.
That's good.
They are
That's
probably
good.
coming. I would cross the border. I would cross the border for pizza. You guys, here's a sponsor that we have, and she is so faithful, not to only Backwoods Brothers, but she's also faithful to this community of Estacada, Oregon. So if you guys are here to visit, or if you come past and visit, then she's right on Highway 224. You can see her shop. It's like a beacon in the night. Ah! So we want to show you a little piece of heaven right here. Watch this.
Oh, stop.
Oh, dang it. He's the one that told us to dance, guys.
Don't blame me for that.
He's
do my own thing.
the bigger brother.
I was busting some great moves, and they just
he's
started
the
doing
bigger
them.
brother. So I do what the bigger brother tells me.
I may be the bigger brother,
He challenges
but
me
I'm
with that.
definitely the younger brother.
Woo-hoo.
Anyways, so
Yeah, see,
Comments!
that with me.
was that?
You can try that with me.
Yeah, because it's like rock solid.
Yeah, right.
Ouch!
Far from it.
Whoa!
Anyways,
Hurt
guys.
myself.
Okay, we had some things. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot of comments.
Safat at the
Yeah, so
will-
the same
I'll
thing they did with pulled with.
I'll
it,
send some of the ones you missed into your tablet real quick.
Okay.
Ooh.
It does say, why is Antifa the untouchable? Ugh.
Excellent
I know.
question.
That's a great question.
That
I would
is
like to know.
excellent question.
It's
Because it runs-
it's
yeah.
because it's politically
Countrywide.
Bought and paid for. That's all I have to say. Bought and paid for.
Possibly.
And
No, not possibly. Truthfully, they've shown that.
Bought and paid for.
Schmidt is pro Antifa. He did an interview before he became DA and said he was. I mean,
And
that
the
right
mayor.
there should be disqualifying him from being a DA. But of course, they don't follow anything. They just do it. They just go outside the rules and do what they think they should. Instead of being for the people, like these type of things are supposed to be completely non-political,
Right.
non-biased, and it's supposed to be for the people. But there's so many people sitting in sensitive leadership that don't follow that. They don't have that. They're not for the people. They're for their own agenda or for the agenda of their party.
Yeah.
Abandon the idea of being specifically for your party and be for the people. Now, if your party is for the people, then great. Then you're in line with your party. Awesome. But if not, get your party in line or just do your job and be for the people.
All right. Here's another comment. They should arrest Antifa. That video shows them hitting Joey exactly.
Right.
What do you expect? They do the same thing to Trump. The same thing they did pulled with Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yes.
The DA and the mayor needs to kick rocks.
Yep, I couldn't have agreed more.
A comment on Rittenhouse trial. Digging into that a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Had the big riot there, had people going crazy. Well, if you read a little into it, the FBI were flying drones over that, exonerating Kyle Rittenhouse from what the prosecution was saying.
Why was
And
that
they
happen?
did not disclose that until way later.
Why? I mean,
Why?
I don't
this is
know.
what I'm talking about. This is the thing
That's-
it breeds distrust and like federal law enforcement when they do stuff like that.
Right.
But it also, I mean, I trust law enforcement, but at the same time, there's also certain times I gotta wonder. I mean, how much can you trust the FBI? It's based on who's in office
Right.
and the actions they take. I mean, if you're going to be dishonorable in the actions you take, then you can't complain when people are just trusting of you.
Yeah.
Right.
We are a channel that's pro cop, but
Absolutely. And yes, you should join, get into law enforcement, because 99% of law enforcement
Yep.
is right on, and that's what they do,
Exactly.
and that's what they swore their oath to do.
If you have a problem with here's the thing is, instead of sitting back and complaining about the problem that's in front of you,
Right.
do something about it. Take action. Whether that's joining a city council, joining a committee,
Serve your
joining
country.
serve your country, joining
Yep.
to get into law enforcement.
Yes.
Do something.
yes.
Get hired in a governmental position.
Huh.
Be part of the change, not part of the problem.
Right.
Someone says, why is the federal government under President obsessed with January 6, 2021? Why won't they ever research all the riots, murders, and property destruction in Portland, Oregon, and other U.S. cities in 2020? Because that right there, the January 2026 thing, it's a distraction.
Absolutely.
Like all the other stuff, especially coming right before a midterm election.
Mm-hmm.
And now the big thing is if you look at it, if it was about actually getting to the truth, why would they hire for the January 6 trials a media specialist who deals in entertainment documentaries to run this?
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't they just do it and let the media come in?
Right.
You know what? Okay. So we weren't going to go there, but speaking of January 6th, there was a testimony where I guess Trump was sitting between. He was in a motorcade. He was sitting with one of the Secret Service agents. Apparently, he was choking one.
What?
Yes,
What?
In a presidential limousine.
In a presidential limousine, you saw that?
This is how far I reached, Tony.
What? You know, look. I don't care who you are. If you're choking me, how can that happen? And he was supposedly like the
president. The president. I haven't heard this one. The president was choking a Secret Service agent.
You heard it?
That's the testimony that came out. It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
I didn't tell you this.
I didn't hear this at all.
This is crazy.
Where was I?
This is crazy. I tried to tell you.
Oh, you
I know,
probably
I tried
did, but I
yes.
mean, the last couple weeks have been
Remember
crazy.
You remember? Yes. Jim knows.
He was having a busy week, that's all.
He was having a busy week. One of our viewers said this.
Hey, Jeremy, good to see you on the show
Jeremy.
here. By the way, Michael Smith and Antonio Baldwin, if I haven't said hi to you yet, welcome to... Oh, I did say hi to you earlier, so welcome again.
Yes. The red wave is coming. So it says red wave means nothing, and this is in big print. If we do not get out and vote, drag your friends. I thought you said drag your ass, but drag your friends, your family, your neighbor, your dog, your everybody and vote. That's what one person's
Exactly. Someone's here. This is just definitely for you, Jim. It says, my oath did not end when I hung up my duty belt for the last time. What about you?
Yeah, I agree.
My oath didn't end when I left, when I was done with my contract with the military. I still take that to support and defend the support and defend the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yes.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Actually, right hand. This one.
All right.
Whatever.
And will both of you guys help a police officer get on a radio and call dispatch if he was injured?
Yes.
Or if someone was attacking?
Yes, I went on a couple of ride-alongs.
Well,
I would have done that
I
myself.
would deal with the business first, and then I'd take care of that.
Okay.
Oh, you would deal with it.
That's
See,
right.
I wouldn't
Put
deal
a
with
tourniquet around me, right?
Well, I couldn't deal with business only because I can't see, but I would definitely get on that phone and call and make sure you're okay. A viewer says, why is the federal government under President assessed with January 6, 2021? Why don't they ever research all the riots, the murders, the property destruction in Portland, Oregon, and other U.S. cities in 2020?
And someone here posed one of the. Actually, this is the question I haven't seen asked yet in a year and a half we've been doing the show. Why did you name it Backwoods Brothers?
Ooh. Okay.
First of all,
I lost my earpiece.
Yeah,
there it goes.
This is my twin brother Tony. So and we a year and a half ago decided to start a talk show. We are definitely. Well, I'm definitely kind of backwoods style, and when we were out here in a small town of Estacada, a little backwoods town, a little bit of redneck to us, and so we kind of where the backwoods came from, more redneck, a little bit of plaid.
Let me tell you where the brothers came from, though.
Yeah.
So this guy became my best friend when accusations were thrown around at him in a small town that's close to Portland. Accusations were thrown at him that because of being a veteran and protecting veterans memorials, because we had the threat of riots happening in our town. So
they literally threatened to burn down our memorials.
Yes, they did. And so this brother got a band of brothers together just to protect and to serve. So they were clearly just doing a civic duty. And so from that, of course, you know how Facebook works. Someone caught on to that, got a picture, made assumptions. You know what assumptions do? They make an ass out of all of us who believe that. So I wanted to find out who, and they called him a militia. They called him so I wanted to find out who they were, but I want to also find out who he was. Long story short, yes. Go
apparently, they knew more about me than I did. I mean, who knows?
Well, you know what? In small towns, if you don't know what you're doing, someone else does. But no, it wasn't the whole entire town, by the way. But it was just the few voices that wanted to brand him a name of a white supremacist and all that kind of stuff. That's not who he was, folks. And I wanted to find out. And Maya Angelou said this. If a man tells you who they are, believe him the first time. So in other words, I needed to believe who he was. So when I went down and met him at a Back the Blue event, by the way, because I have a lot of cops who are friends of mine as well that serve, I wanted to support cops, but I also wanted to find out who he was. Found out who he was. We had a lot of dialogue. He helped my family. He was not the person that people said he was. Some people, very few, said he was, and his whole family. And so he adopted me, I adopted him, and we had a lot of robust dialogue.
Yep.
And we decided we were going to bring it to you guys.
Come on, get in, come on. Fine.
Oh! Damn it! So there you go. We're Backwoods brothers.
Yeah, this guy's awesome. I love him to death.
You love me to death?
Yes. So after this one, you know.
So you mean to death to his part?
I got a hole in the back of the field there.
See what he's doing? He's talking military.
I got a hole in the back field. It's not military. That's much different.
Is that a bunker?
That's not
I don't know. Just joking.
Foxhole?
Foxhole. It's a foxhole.
Yeah.
That's what it
Hasty
is.
fighting position now.
So a good question, you guys.
It's about 6 feet deep and about 6 feet long.
Right. So.
I don't think it's catching on yet.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
That's military talk. That's for the next show.
No, that's definitely not military talk. That's more like
Did I miss him?
mafia talk.
Wow.
Close enough.
What else have you done? This guy has a lot of jobs, you guys.
Tony, it's
And now
good
you're
that
mafia.
you don't know.
Jim, take him out.
Anyways, guys, so earlier we were talking about the action of the police force.
Yes.
That when something changed and put them in a situation that basically made it a hostile work environment, they took action. And I think when a patriot gets put in a position that they want to take action to express their opinions, they want to share when they are pissed off with the way things are going, when our gas prices are so high, when our Americans are left in a war zone. When never before in history has our country left an American behind. But when that happens, when we leave billions of dollars in ammunition to terrorists to use against us and other in our allies, when food shortages, like in diaper shortages and baby food shortages, and our prices are rising, inflation's through the roof. I mean, the worst our economy has been in over 40 years, and it's still falling.
Yeah.
The economy has been better for the last week because Biden has been sick with COVID.
We don't want Biden sick,
Yes.
but it has been better.
But
with him being-
all that together, if you're a patriot and you love your country, that just pisses you off. So what better way to express your concern than to wear something that identifies you as a pissed off patriot? And we just so happen to have that on our merchandise on backwoodsbrothers.com on our merchandise.
Yes,
we have
website.
Pissed Off Patriot gear, and we actually have a bunch more coming.
I'm pissed off.
Exactly. So if you get a chance, swing on over, check out the links right down below or up above in the description, one of the two. And you can actually click on that, it'll take you right to our merchandise store. We have lots of Pissed Off Patriot gear, and we are adding more. We just got some new shirts made. We're going to add them in there. You'll probably see them here this week. And you can check that out. So check out a little bit of what we got. Hey, we're back.
Okay, hey brother, I have to have my Kamala Harris moment, okay?
Go, you do your Kamala
Yeah, I
Harris.
had to have a Kamala Harris moment.
Okay.
Yes. That's what right. She was explaining, I have to say this though. She's got to get in some flack. And okay, I know you guys are going to like, what, Tony lost his marbles.
You got a dressing to go with your salad?
Well, I got to tell you.
Root cause?
Speaking of salad, do you have dressing? That lady is the queen of salad, of verbal vomit, and you're like, what does she mean? She was a DA, so she can speak better than this, but she is not doing well. But today she did something, or yesterday I believe it was, where she was describing her suit to us visually impaired people. It was a blue suit. She was giving her introduction, and she gave her pronoun, and she also said, I'm wearing a blue suit, and things like that. You know what? You don't describe what you're wearing in color to blind people. We don't care. Okay? We don't care what color you're wearing. We have problems matching our own stuff.
I'm wearing sky blue.
Well, that's good to know. So
wearing dark black.
so
Dark black.
yeah, Kamala Harris. We. I can't do it. I can't do it. Y'all
Guys,
guys,
the light black.
I can't do it. I
think
can't
you have
do
an
it,
answer
Jim. If you just
Well, wait, you ever see the
I'm wearing a blue
brand?
suit.
It says like midnight black
Midnight
or darkest black or just black. I mean, what? It's black. It's literally void of color.
Right. You know what? I don't know. But
so-
when you yeah. Okay. go ahead.
Trina says they're raising the interest rates again. I'm not surprised because I think
Yeah.
Biden started working again today.
Oh,
0.75%.
Poor guy.
0.75%.
do you think he's gonna last? Because, I mean, I'm talking about health.
Do we have
and
to answer
with
that?
all of his health.
Do we have to
issues.
answer that?
No, you don't have to answer.
Okay.
It's just I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
We don't want to be implicated.
Look, at least if Kamala Harris is president, I'll know what color suit she's wearing. That's really good stuff there. Makes my whole life
you just
richer.
said something very scary to me. If
My head
Mr.
hurts.
Biden leaves the office, my head's gonna explode.
Well, you know it's gonna happen.
There's no good order for success.
You know it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody agree with me? Like really?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Okay. Any comments? Oh my gosh.
Oh, our producer's killing us.
Yeah.
What?
Just don't repeat that.
Speaking of Biden, you want to notice a major difference in his videos after he caught the COVID-19? It seems to me like they are using deep fakes to hide something. What it is, I don't know, but something is different. Is he cognitive?
They have been using doubles before. I think they used it on Michelle.
But wait, there's someone that not only looks like Biden but talks like Biden and is.
He's the most powerful man. You know, they can do anything.
I mean, I guess it's not that hard. All you have to
A
do is
robot.
read everything on the teleprompter.
Look, at least the robot
including
can.
the descriptions.
At least the robot can get up steps. What is?
You put something on the teleprompter, Ron's going to read it.
Oh my gosh.
No, I can't unsee that image.
Wow. Can our viewers see that? I think they can.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, I hope they're laughing.
Make sure you invest in precious metals. Brass and lead will never depreciate.
Amen.
And you can use brass. I just got what that was. Brass and lead. Two core components in something. Pew pew. They go pew pew.
Oh, got it. Who was that?
That was from Kurt.
Oh, Kurt.
What's up,
Hey,
Kurt?
you guys are killing us today. It was absolutely awesome.
Yes.
Hey guys, we are getting towards the end of our show. We have had a great episode. We talked a little bit about what happened if you put the wrong leader in there. The entire police force will quit.
Well, get up and leave.
And then the town goes, well, who's going to protect us?
Well, keep an eye on that because
Well,
I
definitely not
wonder
that city manager.
if that's
Local
the
sheriffs.
But I wonder if that's a flagship for what's happening across the country.
Haven't you seen the mass exodus from Portland? Yeah.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
I think Portland was the flagship.
But we were named one of the top.
You can't even say it with a straight face.
Yes.
Portland was
I don't
named
know
in
what they were
2022 the most amazing places you can come visit.
In the world.
And
by
you
the
can
way.
bring your tent.
We were
okay.
we were in the top places to live
In the world.
in the world.
In the world, people.
Portland, Oregon. We've had riots
In
for
the
2
world.
years.
People.
Portugal, Liechtenstein. Come on, let's.
They,
I know, seriously.
They
Look,
compared
Starbucks doesn't even want to be there.
No, they compared Portland
That's true.
with places like the Great Barrier Reef. How? Oh yeah, but did you know what
It
it
is
was?
spiky.
It was because of the food. That's what they said.
They said it was
They couldn't
food.
find anything else in the area but the food.
The food is
Because
pretty good.
all the businesses have boards up.
Man, they had to really stretch for that one.
Right up there.
They had to stretch to get to that one, guys.
That was a stretch, though.
But
I think Jim put in the water. What did you put on the Facebook post? It was like these sharks in the water, and you said something.
I don't say that. I didn't do that.
Okay, you just do it. Never mind.
well, now he's blaming him for stuff. Don't be pointing at me for it.
I think it was you.
I'm
It was
innocent.
If I did, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I
just
think
wanted
Senator.
you. Senator.
You don't recall because you were making cookies with your daughter, right?
Oh, nice.
That's right.
Nice guy, right
Greg
there.
Bevel. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for that. We also talked a little bit about Joey Gibson,
Joey.
who was acquitted of all charges, and actually the judge berated the prosecutor for being a dumbass, pardon my French, and bringing it to his courtroom.
Do you think that the
I don't think
pushback
he used those
was because patriot prayer, the aspect of that?
Yeah, because he was speaking out against Antifa and stuff, and the mayor wrote in an email which they found and exposed that he was doing it to silence him. That's actually illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that mayor not in jail?
Yep.
Anyways, Thanks, Howard, for joining us.
Howard.
Hey, one last thing before you go. We have one final sponsor I want to talk about. Lately, I have actually been really addicted to this. It's called Fiverr. And Fiverr is a place where you can go on. Yeah, Fiverr. Fiverr.
Fiverr. Fiverr.
Yep. And Fiverr, we're going to show you the commercial in a second, but Fiverr is a place you can go on and you can, if you have any sort of small contracts, like digital contracts and things, you can go on and you can contract these people to come out and do these digital contracts for you. Whether it's social media, whether it's, bye-bye, Howard. He said he's leaving.
That's right, Kurt.
So whether you want something done for your social media, whether you want a website built, whether you want a game design, you have something you need typed up, reviewed, cybersecurity, all these different things are all on there. You can contract all of these type of stuff, all digital media.
And being that you're in cybersecurity, I will take that for coming from you.
It's good. It's really good. I've been using it a lot. I'm really addicted. Hey, take a look at this, guys, for us. It is our final sponsor, and then we will let you go after that.
Where's the video, Joel?
Oh, look on the video buttons. Is it not there? Nope, that's not it.
Sometimes
Nope, that's not it.
Hey guys, it's coming up.
Anyways,
that cybersecurity thing, I tell you why.
Brandy, I may have programmed it in for your show, but not for mine.
But you're going to see it on tomorrow night show.
You know what? Sorry, guys. Apparently, I didn't program it in.
Sorry, guys.
I'm also the programmer, guys, so that's not her fault. Fail on my end. But Fiverr.backwoodsbrothers.com. That's Fiverr.backwoodsbrothers.com will get you there. Take a look at it. You guys will love it. It is great. And join us next week at 7 p.m. We will be on here at Backwoods Brothers. 8 p.m. same night, we will have the first episode of the Ranger Games, which is a veteran show. Yep, Fiverr.backwoodsbrothers.com. Ranger Games is a veteran show next week at 8 p.m. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m., Brandy will be on. She talks about if you care about kids and the way that the current media and the school system and the way things are going and how they're teaching our kids.
Are influencing them.
Exactly. All those items, whether you talk, it's about family, all those areas. Brandy talks about those and she gets right down deep into it.
She's the softer, harsher side of Backwoods Brothers.
Exactly. It's a great show. So the last sentence, where's the video?
Oh! But tomorrow night on Backwoods Brandy.
Tomorrow, right here at the same place.
You'll see it.
Campfire Discussions. We will see you guys next time, 7 p.m. next week. Thanks. See you then. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.